have blocks, you should get some blocks. Cork, heavy-duty blocks. So you can practice your L-sits. I said something to Emily earlier. I was like, we're going to have to get some more blocks. We're running out of blocks. And she's like, I don't have to do L-sits. I'm like, yes, you do. Because I feel like this is a very important movement. Because it teaches you how to breathe. My microphone's on.
Is it blue? Even if it's not, I think they can.
Oh my God, it's cool technology. Okay. So I said all that, probably nobody heard. It's all good. So, but the L-sit is important because it teaches us how to breathe, how to engage our body locks, or they call them bandhas in some yoga circles. But what you're doing in an L-sit when you're pressing up, back, and you're tucking, so you're pulling your muscles into your rib cage, pulling around your spine, you're protecting your spine. And the reason that's important is when you're doing anything else in our practice, like even like a Warrior One, you want your spine to be protected by those muscles, so it's pulling up the whole time. It's not collapsing. So if you're over the age of 35, you probably have a bulged disc in your back. Okay? And how many people know people are like, oh, I can't move work, can't go to work because my back hurts, my bulged disc. If you did an MRI on every person who's over 35, 80% of people have bulged discs. Why does it bother some people and not other people? That's a good question. But if you're able to keep your core control, you build that strength in the core, it holds the spine up. So we got to keep that going. Like, because if you're doing jiu-jitsu, if you're just living life, you're going to get those bulged discs. So start with some L-sits. So if you don't have blocks, you can use your hands, like your fist. Bring the blocks or your hands beside your hips. Bring your feet down. On an exhale, big press. So you go up, back, straighten and tuck. Engage your feet. Breathe. Lifting. Try to keep your neck relaxed. You can play with lifting a leg. You can play with lifting 2 legs. Breathe. I set a timer. I'm not sure how long it's going. Not long. And down. Good. Great way to warm up. L-sits. We're going to do some of that serratus anterior work today. You know, we started doing that, I don't know, a couple months ago to help handstands. And it occurred to me, doing all this physical therapy for my shoulder, that maybe because we've been doing all that serratus anterior is why I'm not having shoulder surgery. Or I would have had shoulder surgery yesterday, actually. I went in to see the surgeon, and he was like, so looking at your MRI, I thought I was going to come in here and there would be like a broken human being in front of me, like, please fix my shoulder, hurry up, I can't take this. Because the tendon has popped off, and it's like popped off like a lot, like super visible, like completely off my shoulder. And he was like, you can raise up, you have strength this way, you have strength this way. I'm like, yeah. He's like, so if I did surgery, you're going to lose all that you have right now. Maybe it will come back if you work your butt off for 8-9 months. Maybe it won't. I said, what would you do if you were in my situation? He says, I would keep doing what you're doing, and if something like completely crazy goes wrong in a couple of months or a year, maybe we can do something else. So I'm like, okay. And I think it's because we've been doing all this stuff, really. Like, I think that's got to be helpful for Let's do another L-sit. Here we go. Hands on the blocks. Up, back. Breathe. Tuck. See if you can float your feet this time. Maybe one foot. I cut us down to a 30-second L-sit, so you can do it. Relax your neck. Breathe. Five seconds. 3, 2, and take it down. Good. Circle your wrist out a little bit. Keep your shoulders up and back. Got one more L-sit. Here we go. 35 seconds. Feet down. Hands on your blocks or on the ground. Exhale, up, back, and breathe. Keep tucking, keep breathing. 15 seconds. 7, 3, 2. Good. Kind of move the blocks out of the way a little bit. Let's come into the plank position. We'll start on our knees. Our fingers spread nice and wide. Shoulders over wrist. Now we're trying here to move our scapula on our back. So what we're going to do is we're going to, oh, I'll get timers. I'll do it again. You're going to come into a cow back. So allow your belly and your chest to lower down. So you're sinking lower than the level of your shoulders. Then big press in your hands and engage and come into cat back. So you're pressing the ground away. You're in that cat back spine. So lower down. Everything goes below your shoulders. And press up and back. Into that strong cat back. So we're going to do that about 5 more times. Lower down. Press up. Lower down. Press up. All the breath is out near that cat back. Lower down. Press up. One more. Down. And up. And child's pose. Hips toward heels. Draw in some deep breath. Back into your plank. This time lift your knees. And we're going to try 4 of those same scapula push-ups here. So lower belly, lower everything inside under your shoulders, kind of a cow back, and then a cat back. Through, big press, 2, lower through, big press 3, lower through, big press 4, knees down, child's pose. So child's pose is always available to you. A lot of times I'll massage my wrists out, circle them. Let's meet in a downward facing dog. Fingers spread wide, toes tuck, knees lift, hips lift. Fingers spread wide, head, shoulders relaxing, lifting and lowering your heels. Breathe. From your down dog, lift your heels as high as they'll go. And as you exhale, roll through towards a plank. Stop when you're in a strong plank position. Squeeze forward, hug your elbows back, and press to lower, slow and control, all the way down. Flatten your feet and shift forward, curling up into a cobra. Your feet press down, your elbows hug back, and your hands lift. You hold the shape for 3. Good. 2, hands down, toes tuck, up and back, downward facing dog. Big inhale, strong exhale. Again with that rolling wave, inhale, heels up. Exhale, roll through. Plank, press to lower, chaturanga. Curl up cobra, inhale. Press back, downward face, exhale. Breathe there in your down dog. For 3. Looking toward the top of the mat. Begin to walk your feet forward. Finding yourself in your first forward fold of the practice. So flat hands find the mat. Bend your knees and hips as much as you need to make that available. Sway a little bit side to side. If your hands are flat, press into the ground. Straighten your hamstrings a little bit. Drawing in those deep breaths. Inhale, lengthen forward. So slide your hands up your legs. Crown of your head forward, tailbone back, shoulders drawing down your back. Long spine. And exhale, fold again. Put those hands down to the mat. Press through your heels on an inhale and start to roll up through your spine. Slow, intentional control. Take your shoulders up by your ears. Roll your shoulders back and down. Mountain pose. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Some sun salutations. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold down. Find your hands to the flat floor. Inhale, find length in your spine. Exhale, plant your hands and step your feet back to a strong plank. Just look forward, shift forward, and press to lower, slow and control, chaturanga. Curl the cobra. Press back, downward facing dog. Breathe here in your down dog. For 3. Fingers spread wide, bending in the knees, looking forward. 2. Exhale, give it a little hop. Bring your feet to the top of the mat and lift halfway. Deep fold down. Press to your heels and inhale, roll up. Shrug your shoulders up, roll your shoulders back and down. Mountain pose. Good. Breath in. Breath out again. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, lengthen forward. Plant your hands, shift forward, float back, lower through. Curl up the cobra. And press back to downward facing dog. Breathe here in your down dog. For 3. Bending into your knees, looking forward where you're taking your feet to. And give it a hop. Up closer to the top of the mat, lifting halfway. And deep breath. Press through heels, inhale, roll it up. Take your time. Shrug your shoulders up, roll your shoulders back and down. Breath in. Breath out. One more of those. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, find length. Exhale, hands down, feet back, lower through. Inhale, upward face or cobra. Upward face, your hands are pressing. Your toes are pressing. Everything else is floating. Another breath in. Chin, chest, press and roll back. Downward face. Breathe here for 3. Fingers spread wide, looking forward where you're taking your feet to. And on an exhale, give it a spring, give it a press, give it a hop. Lengthen forward and deep breath. Press through heels, inhale, roll up. Draw the shoulders up. Mountain pose. Breath in. Breath out. Feet together. Here's just a modified B. Squeeze your legs, sit your hips back, sweep your arms up, and sit low. So hips going down, arms reaching tall, shoulders leaning back, breathing. Good. For 3, stay in your breath. See if you can take it a little lower. 2, and fold, flat hands to the mat. Inhale for length in your spine. Exhale, hands down, left foot to the back. We're in a runner's lunge. So especially for those of you practicing at home, make sure your right knee's over your right heel. It's rotating out. You bring your hands to your hips, you press, and you squeeze your legs to rise up. So being a little imbalanced here is perfectly normal. We're working our front thigh closer to parallel. We're straightening our rear leg. Front knee rotating out a little, reach your arms up. Crescent lunge and breathe. Good. Reaching those arms up. Getting that front thigh a little closer to parallel. Hold it for 3. Good. 2. Hands to the mat. Press into the mat. Float your right foot back to meet your left. It can hover as you shift forward, pressing to lower. Upward facing dog. Inhale. Downward facing dog. Exhale. Breathe here in your down dog. Widen your stance. Frog hops in place. So fingers spread wide, bending into knees, looking forward. Spring press, float, and land right back where you started. 1. Exhale, spring press. 2. Look forward, do a little more float. 3. Look to the top of the mat, take your feet up to meet your hands, feet together as you lift halfway. Deep fold down. Hips back, arms high, first pose, reach tall. Lift the arms, lean the shoulders back, lower the hips toward the heels, and breathe. 3, stay in your breath. 2, rise up. Interlace your fingers overhead and then back. So hips forward, shoulders back, let your neck go if you can. For 3, for 2, hands lower. Good. Had to get lower from a camera angle here.
I did not touch it. It is on. It's on 86. And you can set it. Is that right?
Let me check. Let me check the heat. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's set for warm yoga.
Nice.
Oh, sorry about that. All right. So I was getting close to warm yoga temperature, which I don't know how it got. So I'm still trying to get all the settings right in the thermostats. Because, frankly, if I'm coming to 6 a.m. class, I don't want to get up at 4:30 and turn the heaters on. I want to just turn them, which is pretty nice. We about got it all figured out. Other side, feet together. And the 6 a.m. class is a 105-degree class, in case you're wondering. As is Monday night. Warm classes, which right now is just Emily's Tuesday, is 95 degrees. But when Karen comes in, her 6 a.m. and her lunch class will also be 95 degrees. So, just so you know, bring clothes, use the shower. It's like what we have before. Feet together. Squeeze your legs, reach your arms up, sit your hips back. Breathe. So your knees are going back. You can see your toes. Your arms are reaching up. Your shoulders are leaning back. Hold it for 3. Take a little lower in your hips if you can. 2, and fold. Find length in your spine. Hands down, the right foot to the back of the mat. So we're in that good, deep runner's lunge position. Left knee over left heel, rotating out. See if you can scissor your legs. Press down through your heel. You can use your hands on your legs, on your hips. Arms overhead if you're balanced. Breathe. Crescent lunge. Reaching tall. For 3. Good. For 2. Hands down. Float your left foot back to meet your right. Maybe it hovers as you shift through plank. Pressing to lower. Inhale, upward face. Exhale, downward face. Widen your stance. Bend into your knees. 3 frog hops in place. Spring press. And float. 1. Look forward. Spring press. Float. 2. Spring press. Float 3. Look forward. Take your feet up to meet your hands. Halfway lift. Deep fold. Hips back, arms high. Fierce pose. Reach tall. Lean those shoulders back. Send weight in your heels. Look up. Stay here. In your breath. 3. Good. 2. Rise up. Interlace fingers and bend back. Shoulders back. Hips forward. For 3. Good. 2. Hands lower. Breath in. Breath out. Need a sip of water. Go ahead and grab that. Nice little warm up. Gotta message myself to check on why I turned on to warm up. All right. Definitely not warm every night. Yeah, I don't know if y'all have ever fooled like thermostats like that. You can like create like, I don't know what they call it, like events. So it's like at like 4:30 on Monday, the event is hot yoga. It goes to 105. And it stays at 105, 4:30 till 6 to 7:15, and then 7:30 to 8:30, and then it goes like 9. So it's just back to 55 or whatever. Of course, it never gets 55 in here. It's like, but, and then it's like, so it like you set it where it triggers and it turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off, turns on, off. Really nice. It's like in the old studio, it was like, let's go plug those heaters up, let them run for like 14 hours. Maybe the room will be hot, I don't know. So like people watching, and you come here, the room's gonna be hot. It's just not gonna be hot. Let's come back to the top of the mat with feet hip width distance apart. Shift your weight around a little bit. Lean over to the left and haul your right knee up. You're lifting that right knee, looking for balance. So look at something that's not moving. Circle your right heel, ankle, a couple times, both legs, and straighten that right leg forward. See if you can lift it a little bit higher. In fact, pulse the lifted leg up for 3, for 2, for 1. Bend it. Airplane arms. So get your arms behind you. Straighten the leg behind you. Lean your torso forward. Take your time. You're working to get your torso parallel with the floor as your arms reach back. Your right leg reaches back. And you breathe. Gaze is on something not moving. Draw the right knee back up and through. Take your time. Lift that right knee. In fact, take your hands around the right knee and draw it up a little bit higher. Hold it here. 3, 2, and release. Like stumble out of mine. Here we go. Breath in. Breath out. Lean over to the right. Haul that left knee up. Get those toes active. Extend that left leg forward. And pulse that straight leg up. 3, for 2, for 1, and bend it. Airplane arms. Torso forward, left leg back, arms back. Taking your time. Working on all those little kind of micro balances here. Looking at something that's not moving. Energy in your fingers, your left foot. Breathing. For 3, you got it. 2. This transition is hard. Draw that left knee up with your torso and reach around and hug it up higher. For 3, you got it. 2, left foot down. Circle your hips, circle your ankles, your toes. Add some stuff to that, leaning over to the left, hauling the right up. Straighten the right leg. Pulse it up, 3, 2. Start to go into that airplane. But float the right foot back, warrior 1. So the outer edge is down. You're squaring the leg that step back, that hip forward. So if you have your hands on your hips, you can physically feel them move. So your elbows are facing the side. Bend into that front knee, trying to get that front thigh closer to parallel. So if the knee goes past the foot, widen your stance, front or back. Get that front thigh deeper. Reach your arms up. Warrior one. The arms are reaching. The right hip is squaring. And you're breathing. Reach tall. Keep that left knee rotating out to the left. Hold it in shape for 3. Got it. 2. We're going to open a warrior 2 so your hips open, your arms open, your rear foot can open, but your front knee does not open in. You keep it rotating out. Keep your arms strong, especially the rear arm that you can't see. Take a little deeper into that front thigh. How's your breath? Breathing here for 3. Good. Building strength in the knee, rotating it out 2 until back to peaceful warrior. Left arm goes up, right arm slides down. So you're stretching into the hips, into the left side body. Reaching tall. Breathing. Good. For 3. Good. 2. Side angle, left forearm to left knee. Stack your right shoulder over your left shoulder and reach your right arm straight up into the air. So if there's another one that you're working here, like a bind or some other one, feel free. Kind of teaching the more basic one as we begin. I'm going to go into an extended, taking my right arm by my right ear. And then if you want a little extra challenge, put your left arm by your left ear and lean your right shoulder back as you breathe. In your shape for 3. Good. 2, tilt it back to peaceful warrior. Left arm up. Keep that front thigh bent. Cartwheel your hands to the floor. Straighten your front leg. Try to get your forehead on your knee. So it may not work with the leg completely straight, but reach it down. Now, if it's not working, bend the knee towards your forehead. Try to make that connection. If you make the connection, you can start to straighten the leg a little more. Breathe. Deep, steady breath. Standing head to knee for 3. Good. 2. Take a little bend in that front knee, rise back up, go to peaceful warrior. Left arm up and back. Straighten your front leg. We're moving into triangle. So warrior 2 arms. Lean forward, bend at the waist. Take your left arm down towards your straightening left leg. It could be knee, shin, ankle. Ashtanga, they hook the big toe with their first 2 fingers. Stack your shoulders and take your right arm into the air. Triangle pose. Whatever version you're in is okay. Make sure you can breathe. Make sure you feel some parts of your body stretching as you hold your shape for 3. Good. For 2, we'll bend in the front knee, tilt it back to peaceful warrior. Cartwheel your hands to the floor and step your left foot back to meet your right. Shift forward, take a vinyasa, lowering through. Upward face, inhale. Downward face, exhale. Look forward. Bend into your knees and give a little spring. Taking your feet to the top of the mat. Lift halfway. And deep fold down. Press through your heels. Inhale, roll up. Slow and controlled. Reach your arms overhead. Interlace your fingers and bend back. So hips forward. Shoulders back. Stay in your breath for 3. Good. 2. Hands lower. Mountain pose. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Feet hip width, lean over to the right, haul that left knee up. Straighten the left leg. Feet are active and pulse it up. 3, 2, 1. Bend it. Come into the airplane arms, leaning forward. We're floating the left foot back to warrior 1. So the outer edge is down. It's kind of a 45-degree angle. Hands at hips. The left hip squares forward. So if your hands are at your hips, the elbows are pointing toward the sidewalls. Bend into that front knee a little more. Getting that front thigh closer to parallel. Take your arms and reach them up. Warrior one. What are we looking for here? We're looking to square the hip that went back or forward. We're working to keep that front thigh moving toward parallel, keeping the knee rotating out in strong position. Breathe. Good. We're going to go from warrior one into warrior two. So our arms open, our hips open, the left foot, the rear foot can open, but the front knee does not go in. Look at that front knee, make sure it's over the heel. Keep your arms strong and reaching away from your body. It's as though somebody's pulling you apart, but you're resisting with your shoulders and you're drawing them down your back. You're breathing in your warrior two. Tilt that right palm up, tilt it back, right arm up, left arm slides down, stretching your right side body, your right ribs, and breathing. Deep, steady breath here. For three. Good. Two. Right forearm to right knee, side angle, stack your left shoulder over right shoulder. Remember, if you're working a different option, you can go for it. I'm teaching them the kind of the first one. The shoulder stacked, left arm reaching high. Finding that good stretch. We're going to extended left arm by left ear, reaching long. You want a little challenge, right arm by the right ear, leaning left shoulder back. Your core is holding you up. You're leaning the left shoulder back, bending into that front thigh, breathing for three. Got it. Two. Peaceful warrior. Straighten front leg, bring your hands to the floor. Standing head to knee. So try to get your forehead on your shin or your knee. It doesn't reach, no problem. Bend the knee more. Make the connection. Then you can start straightening the leg a little more. Deep, steady breath. In your shape. For three. Good. Two. Little bend in that front knee and tilt it back to peaceful warrior. Right arm up, left arm slides down. Straighten your front leg. Come into warrior two arms and slide forward, bending at the waist, moving to triangle. So right arm comes down. Somewhere on that straightening right leg. Left shoulder stacks over right shoulder. Left arm reaches up toward the ceiling. Breathe. Triangle pose. Steady with your breath. Lifting that arm. Straightening the front leg. Breathing for three. Breathing for two. We'll bend in the front knees. You tilt it back to peaceful warrior. Right arm up. Carve your hands to the floor. Step your right foot back to meet your left. Shift through plank, pressing to lower. Upward face. Inhale. Child's pose. Exhale. Forehead. Relaxing down toward the mat. Hips relaxing down toward your heels. Breathing. And when you feel like teaching the salutation really fast?
Yeah. Your time.
Yeah. I'm gonna cut a hair off. I accidentally made too hot.
So come to your knees, walk up to the top of your mat. We're going to turn to face, I don't know, just face some direction where you can see. I'm going to start up here. So you're facing so that you can pick up your left leg. You're going to step it out into the middle of your mat, turn your feet out 45 degrees, sit down into a goddess squat. So the first squat, I don't like to do anything with my arms. I'm just focusing on the squat. So lengthen your spine like you're sitting along a wall. Arms out at warrior 2. Straighten your legs. Turn your left toes to face, for me, it's the back of the mat. The right toes are at 45 degrees triangle pose. Hinge at the hips. Left arm down, right arm up. So you might be towards the back of your mat. Cartwheel your hands down on either side of the left foot. Shorten your stance. Pyramid pose. Fold over your straightening left leg. Bend the front knee. Gently lower the right knee, shin, toes. We're going into a low lunge. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, bend back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands down on either side of the left foot. Turn to face the long edge of your mat so your left glute's over your left heel. The right toes are up, side lunge. Try to keep that left heel down. Take that side lunge to the front of your mat. Left toes come out. Right glute over right heel. Turn to face the front of the mat. So now you're lunging on right. Lower the left knee, shin, toes. Inhale, arms up, low lunge. Exhale, bend back. Inhale, up to center. Exhale, hands down either side of the right foot. Shorten your stance, pyramid pose. Fold over your right leg. Lengthen out your stance a little bit. Turn those left toes out. Triangle pose. Left arm comes up. Press through your feet. Find that goddess squat in the middle of your mat. So turn your toes out. 45 degrees. Sink low in the hips. Lengthen the spine. Arms can come out of a cactus position, 2, or you can have them overhead. Sit low in your squat and breathe. For 2. 1. Press into your feet. Right foot meets left at the back of the mat. Arms come overhead. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, bend over to the left, hips to the right. Inhale up to center. Take it over to the right, hips to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, take that right foot, step it out in the middle of your mat. Find that squat. Turn your toes out, arms at a cactus or T. Breathe. Sit low in that squat. Straighten the legs, straighten the arms. Turn the right toes out, find triangle pose. Right arm down, left arm up. So that left hip is opening. Right leg is straightening. Cartwheel your hands down in front of the right foot. Step that back foot forward. Pyramid. Fold over the right leg. Bend that front knee. Lower the left knee, shin, toes, high, low lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend back. Push your hips forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands down. Shift to face the long edge of your mat. We'll find that side lunge. Right glute over right heel, left toes up. Shift it towards the back of the mat. Right toes come up. Turn to face the back of the mat. Low lunge on the left side. Lower the right knee, shin, toes. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, bend back. Inhale, up. Exhale, hands down on the left foot. Step the right foot back, pyramid. Fold over your straightening left leg. Step that back foot out a little bit. Turn the toes 45 degrees and your right arm up, triangle. Opening up that right hip. Press to your feet. Inhale, torso rises up. Find that squat in the middle of your mat, so adjust your feet. Best squat yet, deepest squat. Breathe. Hold this squat for 5. For 4. For 3. 2. Rise up. Left foot meets right at the top of the mat. Arms overhead. Big inhale. Stretch up tall. Exhale. Fingers to the left, hips to the right. Inhale through center. Take it over the other side. Hips out to the left. Inhale up to center. Exhale, hands down by your side. Down pose.
Excellent. All right, grab some water. We're going to do a little shoulder stuff. Starting with the hinge pulls. Reach take our, come to a kneeling seat. Take your arms like beside your hips. The back of your hands are pressing back. It's like you're pressing into a wall. So you have to kind of like, got to do a little imagination here. Like you're pressing back. Now I want you to squeeze your shoulder blades together more and slide your hands up that imaginary wall. So you should really feel this in your shoulders the whole time. Your arms are pressing back, and really close to the top. And then pressing back to that imaginary wall as your shoulder blades squeeze together. You lower slowly, bring your hands almost all the way down to your hips and take them forward just a little bit. Good, that's one. So if you really press this back, you're going to feel this in your shoulders. Squeeze those shoulder blades together as you rise up. Keep pressing back, squeezing. Pressing into that imaginary wall as you come down. At the very bottom, come forward just a tiny bit, two. Back. Down. Forward. That's one. Back. That's one. Squeeze the shoulders the whole time. And down. And release. Roll your shoulders a couple times. If you've never done those and you really start to get those scapula moving like that, your back will be sore. Like, what happened? My back's sore. Because some of those really like tiny little muscles that we don't work a lot. Plank drive backs. Really like this. So we'll start just so you can feel it from your knees. Like you're in like a dolphin pose, so your arms are parallel, fingers spread wide. Step your knees back a little bit more. Toes are tucked. So we'll try it from our knees a few times. And if you can't do it the other way, come back to this position. Ready? So lift your elbows up, slide your shoulders forward. So it's like a plank. So it's kind of not like a really good straight plank. And down. Hug the elbows in. Just try that just a couple of times. Lift the elbows up, shift forward, lower the elbows down. Good. Full version is toes tucked, knees lifted. So you're in kind of like a forearm plank. And now you press your hands down and you lift your elbows up, you shift forward, and you're in a normal plank. Now go back and lower your elbows, slow and controlled to the mat. One. Good. Shift forward, press your hands down, lift your elbows, shift forward, plank. Two. Shift back, lower the elbows toward the mat. You can take your knees down if this is too much. Three more. Lift. Find plank. Lower down. Two more. Lift. Find plank. Lower down. One more. Lift. Elbows lift. You're in plank. Hold it 3. Hold it 2. Elbows down. Child's pose. Leave your arms forward. Get a good stretch into those shoulders. Into that. 3. Side plank twist. So we're going to start with our left forearm down. So most of you know side plank. This would be side plank, right? My left shoulder's over my left elbow. My hips are up. Stacking my shoulders. You can use different feet positions. So like you can have a foot behind or a foot in front. Just so that you can get that position. So find your version of side plank with the left forearm down. So it's going to cross the mat. Left shoulder over left elbow, step your left foot back, lift your hips. Take your right hand on the back of your head. Reach your right elbow into the air, lift your hips higher, and exhale, take the elbow underneath your body, so you're twisting your right elbow toward the floor. Inhale that right elbow up, lift your hips. Exhale, take the right elbow down and underneath, 2. Inhale, reach it up, lift your hips, down and 3. 3 more. Lift. Down. 4. lift, down, 5, 1 more, lift, down, and child's pose. Forearm, arms reaching forward, hips pressing towards your heels, breathing. So I really like those side plank twists because they're not just a shoulder strengthener, they're a core strengthener as well. They help you balance. And they help your breath, because if you're like struggling, this is what you're going to notice, whether you figure it out or not. When you're doing something hard, you don't breathe. I'm asking you to breathe. Right side, so put your right forearm down. Make sure the right shoulder is stacked over the right elbow, the right fingers are spread wide. Step back with your right left foot, stack your hips. Lift your hips a little higher. Take your left arm to the back of your head. Inhale that left elbow in the air. Exhale, take it underneath your body, reaching your left elbow from the floor. And inhale, rise up. Hips lift. Exhale, lower. Left elbow underneath. 2. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, lower. 3. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 4. Lift. Hips lift, lower. 5. 1 more. Lift, lift. Hips lift, lower. 6. Child's pose. One more in the serratus anterior sequence. It's called lying extended raises. So if you come to like my normal hot class, we do some stuff like this, kind of like out of Bikram. Call it locust. So if you know locust pose, like reaching back and lifting everything up, but this is like Superman locust. So you're reaching your arms forward, you're lifting your chest, and you're lifting your legs at the same time. And we're going to hold it for like 7 breaths. Ready? So reach your arms forward, step your feet back, and lift your shoulders, lift your legs, and breathe. You're flying. 7. Curl up more if you can. Squeeze your glutes. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Turn your head to one side. Take a couple of deep breaths. So if you're doing that right, it should not be easy. So ask yourself, was that easy? And if you say yes, you're either a freak or you're not doing it right. I don't know what to tell you. My guess is you're not doing it right. It takes a super amount of core engagement, glute engagement. Everything's lifting to take you up. Here we go again. Straighten your legs, reach your arms, lift your chest and lift your legs and breathe. Try to keep your neck relaxed. It's not happening there, it's happening in the core. Hold it for 5. Reach, breathe. 4, 3, 2, down. Turn your head to the other side. Deep, steady breath. So the third time, you go up, you're breathing, you're squeezing your glutes so much they cramp. More, you can do more. That's where your power is. Last one, reach your legs, reach your arms. Curl up, squeeze those glutes and breathe. Lift the legs, lift the shoulders. 6, breathe. 5, 4, 3, keep breathing. 2, down. Deep breath. Find your way on to your back. Corpse pose for just a moment. So your feet are relaxing out to the side. Your arms are in a comfortable position next to your body. And you're breathing. Kind of letting all of that tension from the last shapes melt out of you, relax down into the floor. Let's bring our feet to the mat for bridge pose. So feet are close to hips. They're spread hip width distance apart. Hug your arms in, press your elbows down, fingers reaching toward the floor. Look up, press down and rise up. Take your hips as high as they'll go. Bridge. Pressing the heels, squeezing again the glutes. A lot of glute work here. Breathe. Lift those hips higher. 4. You got this. 3. 2. Take the hips down. Windshield wiper the knees, left and right. Slow and controlled. So we're going to do 2 more back bends. You can do bridge that we just did. If you want to go in the wheel, if that's in your practice, come into bridge and then go into wheel. So listen to the way I'm cueing it. It's a little bit different. It comes from my teacher, Cameron Shane, the way he taught us to go into these things. It's more accessible. Even if you can just blast through it, you can do that today. But let me ask you a question. What happens when you tear the tendon in your shoulder? You think you can just blast up into that wheel? Doubt it. Because here's the fact, here's the truth. We're all going to fall apart one day. I'd rather your practice be something you can do for the rest of your life. So let's go up slowly. You're going into bridge, it's the same thing. Hips lift, elbows press. If you're going into wheel, you put your hands by your ears. You hug your elbows in, you pop up to the top of your head. Make sure you're hugging elbows in as you press through your heels to extend up and work to straighten your arms as you breathe here for 3. Good. For 2, come down to your head. Your shoulders, if you're in bridge, take your hips down. If you're up in wheel, circle your wrists. Everybody, want you to walk for your knees. Breathe. Deep, steady breath. One more. You always have the option to skip it. Don't feel pressure. But also don't miss out. Especially if you're like doing this at home, like, nobody can see me. I can just kind of do whatever. You know, like the motto in Budokan, something that I kind of like to think about a lot. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. So how you're putting your effort into this practice is indicating how you do pretty much everything in your life. So if you're having a bad practice, it might not sound great. Use it as a teaching tool. One more. We can start by going into bridge. Lift the hips. If you're moving into wheel, it's hands by ears, top of head, elbows hug in, press through the heels to extend up, working to straighten your arms, breathing here for 4. Good. For 3. For 2. Down, head, shoulders, everybody hips and circle wrists a couple of times. Let you wipe your knees. Take your arms overhead. Point your feet at the ceiling, L shape. So you're working to straighten your legs here. Press your heels up, curl your toes back. Stay here or lift your hips and move toward plow. Make sure wherever you are, you're breathing. If you're in plow, bring your hips back down, your tailbone back down, come back into that straight leg, L-shaped position. And bend your knees towards your body, reach around the top of your knees and hug them in. Squeeze them towards your body. Circle on your lower back and your hips. Maybe do some big circles, both directions. And some small circles, both directions. Keeping that left knee hugged in, take the right leg long. Pull the left knee up towards your left shoulder. Really get a good stretch. Circle your left ankle a few times. That feels good. Again, pulling the left knee up. Reaching the left arm out to the left. So the back of your left arm and shoulder are down. Guide that bent leg across your body, coming into spinal twist. So you're working on keeping the left shoulder down as that left leg crosses your body. And you breathe. Deep, steady breath. Put in so much work over the last hour. It's time to slow it down. Focus on using your breath to relax. Inhale, take your left knee back up. Put both knees in. Give them a good squeeze in, up. Circle lower back and hips a couple of times. Keep the right knee in, take the left leg long. Pull that right knee up toward your body. Circle your right ankle a couple of times. Both directions. Reach the right arm out to the right. So the back of the right hand and arm are down. Draw that bent leg across your body, coming into your spinal twist. Again, keeping the right shoulder down, drawing that bent leg across. Breathe. Deep, steady breath. If you're balanced on that side, you can draw that knee across. And do any movement that your body is calling for to complete your practice or come into, we all are going to eventually come into our final relaxation. Legs extended long, feet relaxed out to the side, comfortable arm position next to your body. Couple of more moments. Relaxing down. Deepen your breath. Bring some movement into your fingertips. Some movement into your feet and your toes. Next big inhale, take your arms and stretch them long behind you, reaching back through your fingers, forward through your feet, big full body stretch. As you exhale, bring your feet to the mat so your knees are up. And just roll over to your right side. You can use your right bicep as a pillow. Walk your hands a little closer to your body. Press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Sit nice and tall. Close our practice with 2 rounds of deep belly breaths. So hands on top of your thighs, getting as much length in your spine as you can. Exhale out as much air as you can. Inhaling through your nose to expand and fill up. And exhale out. All the way out. Inhale. Exhale. Closing, you can bring your hands together toward heart center. Thank you for putting in so much effort into your practice, especially during these really challenging times. And my wish is that your practice continues to grow as we come out of these times and into much better times. That you all have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening.